with your opinions in your voice. Join the conversation on Nigeria's first talk radio station.
It is the police and the law enforcement agents you have endangered.
What does this tell you as a Nigerian?
Go to court is part of the corrupt architectural structure.
Somebody will see 100 billion and the court will ask the person to pay a fine. Even as a dead body, I will not vote for them.
The conversation never stops on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All my worship belongs to you. All my worship belongs to you. I have searched the world and found there is no one like you, God. You are Jesus. There is no other name like Jesus, Lamb of God. Ooh, Jesus.
Oh, heaven and earth. Heaven and earth proclaim your Jesus, Lamb of God. Say, oh my
fire, Jesus. Alabada ina Romanisha fire, Jesus.
You came out of your way. You sat down to speak to me. What amazing grace that you've shown so patiently, and you waited for me, just for me. Oh, you called out my name, knew my past, covered my shame. This amazing grace you've shown so patiently. You've shown so patiently, and you waited for me, just for me. You waited, come on. Oh, you waited for me, just for me. Oh, where would I be if you left me? Where would I be? Lift it up now. If you left me, I don't wanna know. Where would I be? I don't wanna know. If you left me, I'll never know. Where would I be? If you left me, where would I be? I don't wanna know. No. I don't wanna know. Where would I be? I don't wanna know. Where would I be? If you walked out on me? Where would I be? If you walked out
You never know when you're gonna meet someone, and your whole wide world in a moment comes undone. You're just walking around, then suddenly everything that you thought that you knew about love is gone. You find out it's all been wrong, and all my scars don't seem to matter anymore. They led me here to you. never know when you're gonna meet someone, and your whole wide world in a moment comes undone. I know that it's gonna take some time. I got to admit that the thoughts cross my mind. This might end up like it should. Yeah, I'm gonna say what I need to say, and hope to God that it don't scare you away. I don't wanna be misunderstood, but I'm starting to believe. Oh, I'm starting to believe that this could be the start of something good. Start of something good. My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take the path less traveled by. That first step you take is the longest ride. If today was your last day, and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you have. If today was your last day, against the grain should be a way of life. What's worth the prize is always worth the fight. Every second counts, 'cause there's no second try. So live like you've never lived it twice. Don't take the free ride in your own life. If today was your last day, and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you have. And what you call the friends you never see, reminisce some memories. Won't you forget your enemies? Once you find that one you dream in, swear up and down to God above that you finally fall in love. If today was your last day, if today was your last day, would you make your mark like mending a broken heart? You know it's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. So do whatever it takes, 'cause you can't rewind a moment in this life. Let nothing stand in your way, 'cause the hands of time are never on your side. If today was your last day, and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Or would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you have. And what you call those friends you never see, reminisce some memories. Won't you forget your enemies? And once you find that one you dream in, swear up and down to God above that you finally fall in love. If today was your last day.
There are mysteries to the universe we were never meant to solve. But who we are and why we are here are not among them.
And so we do not leave to chance our duty to think, for why else then are we free beings? For it is slaves who run into fantasies, flatteries, and fads as one goes into sickness.
What is your profession?
Run along and tell your Xerxes he faces free men here, not slaves.
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Ready for the second regional finals of the Ibek-Tadefa Secondary School Debate Tournament Season 9. The nation's most brilliant young minds are gearing up once again. Are you ready to join them? Registration for the live audition opens December 11th, 2025 and closes January 10th, 2026. Think your school has what it takes to stand out on the biggest secondary school debate platform in the country? Here's how to be part of it. Visit www.nigeriainfo.fm to register. Or head to our X and Instagram pages and click on the registration link in our bio. Note, only schools can register directly, not individual students. Don't miss your chance to be part of this exciting intellectual showdown. I beg to differ, where the leaders of tomorrow raise their voices today.
.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
With your opinions, in your voice. Join the conversation on Nigeria's first talk radio station.
It is the police and the law enforcement agents you have endangered.
What does this tell you as a Nigerian?
Go to court is part of the corrupt architectural structure.
Somebody will see 100 billion and the court will ask the person to pay a fine. Even as a dead body, I will not go for them.
The conversation never stops on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Federal government secures release of 100 kidnapped school children.
The swift and the explicit precision these people use is so surprising.
Sheriff, have you seen that Nigeria government have heads in
Why are we having coup in all the whole African countries?
Every hour, every story, every angle. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Here's the news. I am Buluwatife Jigede. Nigerians across the country have welcomed 2026 with prayers, fireworks, and hope for a better year. Many marked the crossover in churches, homes, and public spaces. Governors and leaders sent messages urging citizens to remain optimistic, and the Pacific nation of Kiribati became the first country to welcome the new year. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu says 2026 will be a more prosperous year for Nigerians. In his New Year message, the president adds that economic reforms will be sustained. Tinubu urges Nigerians to remain patient and united, saying the reforms will deliver long-term benefits. And as the country's new tax laws take effect from today, the federal government has dismissed claims that the laws allow authorities to debit Nigerians' bank accounts at will. Chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Yedele, says such claims are false. He says tax identification rules being circulated are not new and have been in place since 2020. The Nigeria Labour Congress is demanding an urgent review of workers' salaries. Labour says current wages no longer match the rising cost of living. NLC President Joe Ajero says workers deserve a living wage, not survival pay. He warns Labour will mobilize if government fails to act. And on the foreign scene, several dozen people are feared dead after a fire broke out at a bar in a Swiss ski resort. About 100 people were injured, with victims from several countries. The fire started around 1:30 a.m. at a popular bar called La Constellation. Authorities say the cause is still unclear, but there is no sign of an attack. That's the news. If you have any news tip for us, call us on 01465 7175. I am Buluwatife Jagade. The sunny side with Joyce continues.
The voices that speaks the truth. Live from the heart of the conversation.
I think there's nothing that has strained our nerves like this concept of unity.
The politicians who are pushing out this narrative, they are not tribalistic, but they are making you tribalistic.
Nigerians have expressed outrage over the certificate forgery by Nigeria's Minister of Science and Technology.
Same-sex marriage. Church of Nigeria rejects election of new Archbishop of Canterbury.
That the people that are killed in the Boko Haram or terrorism across this country are only Christians. That is unfair.
We are complaining. Election will come. We will still collect 1,000 naira and still put for the same people.
Gas was to be sold by Dangote at 800 naira. It's all these gas dealers that block it. Match your actions or match what you are saying with reality.
Stay with us. More coming up on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You can rise above the person you used to be, and you don't need a new year, a big break, or a miracle to do it. You only need 1 hour a day. Most people never change because they never create space for change. They wake up, repeat the same thoughts, the same reactions, the same habits, and then wonder why life feels stuck. It's not because they lack potential. It's because their days never give them enough room to become someone new. 1 hour a day is not simply time. It is identity training. It is the moment you step out of autopilot and step into intention. When you give yourself 1 hour, you stop living on reflex. You stop letting other people's expectations pull you in every direction. You stop surrendering your energy to distractions that have done nothing but drain you for years. That hour becomes the quiet rebellion against the version of you that kept you small. And here's the truth most people avoid. Your old self is comfortable. Your old self is predictable. Your old self will fight to keep you exactly where you are. But you weren't made to live the same year on repeat. In this hour, you reclaim something sacred. You reclaim your focus. You reclaim your clarity. You reclaim your direction. Think about it. When was the last time you spent intentional time with your own mind, without noise, without rushing, without reacting to everything happening around you? When was the last time you sat with your goals long enough to feel them again? Most people haven't done that in years, and that's exactly why they feel disconnected from themselves. This audiobook is a reset, a doorway. a line in the sand that separates who you were from who you are capable of becoming. Over the next hour, you will learn how a single daily practice can rewire the way you think, act, and show up in the world. You will see how 1 hour of clarity can outperform an entire week of chaos. You will understand why deep focus is a superpower in a distracted culture, and you will learn how small, disciplined actions shape the identity you rise into. You're not here for motivation that fades in a day. You're here to build a life that doesn't collapse the moment things get hard. You're here to build a mind that can hold pressure, stay centered, and keep moving forward. And you're not alone. Millions of people feel the same heaviness you've felt, the same frustration, the same sense that life should be more than reacting to emails, chasing approval, drowning in noise, and feeling like your best self is always someday. But someday isn't coming. You either create the hour or you lose another year. You either choose intention or you stay the same. You either rise or you repeat. This hour is your turning point. In this journey, you'll discover the power of silence, the strength of discipline, and the freedom of breaking old mental patterns. You'll learn to win your mornings. You'll learn to build deep focus. You'll learn to stop negotiating with the version of you that keeps sabotaging your future. By the end, you will understand one life-altering principle. You don't rise by accident. You rise on purpose. And it all starts with 1 hour a day. 1 hour to remember who you are. 1 hour to build who you want to become. 1 hour to rise above your old self. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why 1 hour changes everything. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because their days are too crowded for change to enter. You cannot build a new life inside an old routine, and you cannot rise above your old self while living the same day on repeat. There is a moment in every person's life when they realize something simple yet life-altering. Change is not a matter of talent. Change is a matter of space. If you never create space for growth, growth will never find you. 1 hour a day is that space. It is the doorway between who you've been and who you intend to become. It is the one place in your schedule where the world stops pulling on you long enough for you to pull yourself forward. When you give yourself 1 hour, you reclaim ownership of your life. Not in theory, not in wishful thinking, but in action. The truth is harsh but liberating. Your life today is built from the hours you gave away yesterday. Your future will be built from the hours you guard today. And 1 hour, protected fiercely, can redirect everything. People assume transformation requires dramatic shifts. They imagine quitting everything, starting fresh, burning through endless motivation, or reinventing themselves overnight. But transformation rarely begins with fireworks. It begins quietly. It begins in an hour most people overlook. This hour is where discipline is ordinary, forgettable, almost meaningless. But over time, a wall appears. A structure forms. A new reality stands where only empty space existed. Your hour is that brick. Every time you show up, you place another piece of the future you want, and slowly, the life you're building becomes too solid to collapse and too real to ignore. 1 hour a day doesn't ask you to be extraordinary. It asks you to be consistent. And consistency is what rewires your brain, reshapes your habits, and rebuilds your self-trust. You rise not because of what you do once. You rise because of what you do repeatedly. This is why an hour matters. It is long enough to change your direction, yet small enough to be impossible to excuse. It removes all the stories you tell yourself about time. It removes all the illusions about starting someday. It forces you to confront the truth. You do have time. You just haven't been using it to rise. The moment you commit to 1 hour, something shifts inside you. You begin to feel less like a passenger in your own life and more like the driver. You stop waiting for momentum and start generating it. You stop hoping for progress and begin producing it. You stop dreaming of becoming better and start behaving like someone who actually will. This hour teaches you discipline in a world addicted to distraction. It teaches you patience in a world obsessed with instant results. It teaches you clarity in a world drowning in noise. It teaches you resilience when everything around you feels uncertain. But most importantly, this hour teaches you that you are still capable of changing, and that belief alone is powerful enough to rebuild an entire life. The mind you bring into this hour will not be the mind you leave with. At first, you may feel resistance. Your old self will protest. It will whisper excuses. It will try to negotiate, delay, distract, or sabotage. Not because you're weak, but because your old identity recognizes that growth threatens its existence. Your old self wants to stay comfortable. Your new self wants to rise. This hour is where the battle between the two takes place, and you win that battle not by trying to erase your old self, but by choosing actions that strengthen your new one. You win by showing up even when you're tired. You win by focusing even when it's inconvenient. You win by honoring this hour as a commitment, not a suggestion. Growth happens in the repetition. Identity grows in the evidence. When you repeat the behavior of the person you want to become, your brain begins to accept a new truth. You're no longer someone trying to change. You are someone who changes, and that shift is everything. 1 hour a day becomes the rhythm of your evolution. It becomes the pulse of your future. It becomes the quiet proof that you're done living beneath your potential. This hour does not ask for perfection. It asks for presence. It asks for honesty with yourself. It asks for the courage to stay when your mind wants to run. It asks for the strength to keep going even when nothing appears to be changing yet, but things are changing. Deep under the surface, inside your thoughts, inside your patterns, inside your identity. Small shifts, repeated quietly, eventually become visible in loud ways. The world may not see your hour, but your future will. Your confidence will. Your discipline will. Your entire life will. And one day, you will wake up and realize something undeniable. You rose. You rose slowly. You rose quietly. You rose intentionally. And it all started with 1 hour you decided to protect. 1 hour to think. 1 hour to grow. 1 hour to rise above your old self. This is where your new life begins. Chapter 2. Cutting distractions to reclaim your mind. Your mind is your most powerful asset. But for most people, it has become the most neglected. We live in a world that fights for our attention every second. Notifications, noise, comparison, pressure, opinions, expectations. All competing for space inside your head. Slowly, almost silently, they erode your clarity until you can no longer hear your own thoughts. Until you reclaim the place where your life begins, your mind. There is a truth most people refuse to face. You cannot focus if you do not first remove what is breaking your focus. Distractions don't just steal time. They steal identity. They steal the ability to think deeply, act intentionally, choose wisely, and feel grounded. They keep you reacting instead of directing. They keep you busy instead of being effective. The modern world has trained people to live in fragments, scrolling in fragments, thinking in fragments, working in fragments, dreaming in fragments. And over time, your mind forgets how to stay in one place long enough for anything meaningful to grow. To reclaim your mind, you must build a boundary the world cannot cross, a space where silence is protected, a space where intention returns, a space where your thoughts belong to you again. Imagine walking into a room where everything inside demands your attention, lights flashing, voices calling, objects moving. It's impossible to feel present in a place that is constantly shaking you. Yet this is how most people live inside their own heads. Your mind is not noisy by nature. It is noisy because it has become a hallway with too many open doors. You must close those doors. Not because the world is evil, but because your focus is sacred. Not because silence is easy, but because silence is necessary. Not because distractions disappear on their own, but because you choose to no longer feed them. When you give yourself 1 hour a day without distractions, something remarkable happens. The mental fog lifts, your thoughts deepen, your emotions soften, your energy stops leaking into meaningless places. Your mind remembers what clarity feels like. For the first time in a long time, you become aware of your inner world, the environment where your decisions, habits, and identity are shaped. But silence is uncomfortable at first. The moment you remove distractions, you meet yourself. You meet the thoughts you've been avoiding. You meet the emotions you've been carrying. You meet the questions you've been suppressing. This is why people stay distracted. Noise is easier than self-awareness. Noise lets you avoid the truth that demands change. Noise lets you hide from the life you know you're capable of living. But you're not here to hide. You're here to rise. To reclaim your mind, you must start by choosing what does not get access to your attention. You must choose the silence where you can finally hear your own direction. You must choose the stillness where your thoughts settle and your purpose resurfaces. You must choose the space where your mind learns to breathe again. When you remove distractions, life slows down in the best way. Your reactions soften. Your stress decreases. Your clarity strengthens. Your decisions become more intentional, and you start to feel present inside your own life instead of lost inside everyone else's noise. Presence is the foundation of power. A distracted mind is weak. A focused mind is unstoppable. There's nothing wrong with you for struggling to focus. The world was engineered to break your concentration, but it is your responsibility and your opportunity to take it back. Imagine 1 hour each day where your phone is silent, your browser is closed, your environment is calm, and your attention is yours alone. That hour becomes a sanctuary, a place where you are no longer pulled, pressured, or overwhelmed. A place where you rebuild your mental strength piece by piece. A place where your mind returns to its natural ability to think deeply. In that hour, you begin to remember who you are without the world's noise. You discover how much creativity you still have. You uncover the ideas buried under years of distraction. You finally hear the intuition that's been whispering to you all along. And slowly, you rise above the mental patterns that once controlled you. Removing distractions is not about isolation. It is about liberation. It is about freeing your mind from the grip of everything that pulls you away from your potential. It is about giving yourself the clarity needed to grow into the person you were meant to become. Your mind cannot elevate when it is constantly interrupted. Your purpose cannot surface when it is constantly drowned out. Your best life cannot emerge when your attention is scattered across 1,000 meaningless places. But when you take back your mind, you take back your future. This hour becomes the birthplace of transformation. This hour becomes the place where you outgrow your past. This hour becomes the moment your inner world aligns with the life you want to build. Cutting distractions is not just a habit. It is a declaration that your mind matters. A declaration that your future matters. A declaration that you are done giving your power away to noise. Reclaim your mind. Reclaim your clarity. Reclaim your direction. And rise above the world that once controlled your attention. This is where you begin to think again. This is where you begin to feel again. This is where you begin to rise. Chapter 3. Win your morning. Win your identity. Your morning is the doorway to the identity you live with for the rest of the day. If you lose yourself in the first hour, the world will control every hour after. Most people don't realize how much their mornings shape their mind. They wake up already behind, already overwhelmed, already pulled into the noise of the world before they've taken a single breath for themselves. Before their feet even touch the ground, their mind has been hijacked. You cannot build a powerful life on a chaotic beginning. You cannot rise above your old self when your first act every morning is surrendering your attention. And you cannot expect clarity if you start the day in confusion. There is a simple truth. The first hour you live determines the person you will be for the rest of the day. When you give your morning away to distraction, you spend the entire day trying to recover focus you never protected. When you give your morning away to stress, your mind spends the rest of the day fighting for calm. When you give your morning away to noise, your clarity never has a chance to surface. But when you claim your morning, everything changes. Clarity becomes natural. Discipline becomes smoother. Identity becomes intentional. Direction becomes sharp. This is the hour where you choose who you are becoming. Not through pressure, but through presence. Not through perfection, but through intention. Your morning is not a routine. Your morning is a message. You're telling your mind what matters. You're telling your body how to show up. You're telling your identity who is in control. If your first hour belongs to the world, you will live the rest of the day reacting. If your first hour belongs to you, you will live the rest of the day leading. The world has trained people to wake up in a panic. Check messages. Check notifications. Check the opinions of others before even checking in with themselves. And in doing so, they hand their inner power to everyone except the person who needs it most, themselves. Your morning should not begin with noise. Your morning should begin with you. When you create a peaceful beginning, the mind expands instead of contracts. You begin the day with breath instead of tension, with intention instead of impulse, with clarity instead of confusion. You begin from a place of strength instead of scrambling to find it later. There is something sacred about the stillness of morning. It is the only time of day where the world hasn't started asking for pieces of you yet. It is the moment you can hear your own thoughts without interruption. It is where you can feel your own emotions before the world tells you how to feel. It is where you meet yourself before you meet anyone else. Winning your morning doesn't require extreme routines. It requires ownership. It requires presence. It requires choosing what your mind touches first. Your identity lives in the actions you repeat. If you begin with distraction, you become someone easily distracted. If you begin with intention, you become someone who moves with purpose. If you begin with discipline, you become someone who keeps their word, especially to themselves. Imagine a morning where your first moments are calm. No noise, no comparison, no rush. Just breath, awareness, and direction. Imagine starting the day with a clear mind instead of a crowded one. That single shift creates a ripple effect through everything you touch. Your decisions sharpen, your emotions settle, your focus deepens, your energy stabilizes, your confidence rises. People underestimate what a single quiet morning can do for their entire life. They underestimate how much strength comes from starting the day from center instead of chaos. They underestimate how much momentum comes from 1 hour of intentional presence. The morning is not simply the beginning of the day. It is the foundation of your identity. It is where you decide whether to repeat your old self or rise into your new one. Your old self wants to reach for the phone. Your old self wants to react. Your old self wants to move without thinking. Your old self wants comfort, not clarity. But your new self is calling you to slow down. Your new self wants stillness. Your new self wants direction. Your new self wants to lead the day, not chase it. Winning your morning means choosing which self you will feed. When you spend your first hour in silence, you train your mind to resist noise. When you spend your first hour in movement, you train your body to carry strength. When you spend your first hour with intention, you train your identity to live from purpose. You are not changing your morning. You are changing your life through the morning. The reason morning matters is simple. Your brain is most open. Your emotions are most impressionable. Your identity is most flexible. It is the perfect moment to plant thoughts that shape who you become throughout the day. If you fill that moment with distraction, your identity fragments. If you fill that moment with clarity, your identity rises. Your morning governs your momentum. Your momentum governs your choices. Your choices govern your identity. Your identity governs your life. This is why 1 hour can change everything. When you win your morning, you begin the day as the strongest version of yourself. When you win your morning, you stop letting the world decide your direction. When you win your morning, you rise before anything has a chance to pull you down. A powerful life begins with a powerful morning, and a powerful morning begins with a single decision. Choose yourself first. Choose stillness, choose clarity, choose intention, choose the person you want to be. Before the world tells you who to be. When you win your morning, you win your identity. And when you win your identity, you win your life. Chapter 4. Deep Focus. Building Mental Strength. Deep focus is one of the rarest abilities in the modern world. And because it is rare, it is powerful. A focused mind can achieve in an hour what a distracted mind cannot achieve in a week. Most people never experience deep focus. They live in a constant state of mental interruption, jumping from one thought to another before any idea has a chance to grow roots. Their attention is scattered, their energy is diluted, and their potential is never fully unlocked. Not because they are incapable, but because they have forgotten how to stay with something long enough for it to transform them. Deep focus is not just about productivity. It is about self-respect. It is about honoring your mind enough to give it the space it needs to build strength. It is about choosing depth over speed, intention over urgency, and mastery over distraction. Your mind becomes strong when it learns to stay where your body is. You gain power when your attention stops wandering. You rise when you no longer allow every little distraction to pull you away from your purpose. There is a quiet strength in the ability to stay with one thing, to sit with a single task, a single idea, a single intention, without running from the discomfort of concentration. Distraction feels easy, depth feels demanding, but it is in the demand that your mental strength is forged. Think of a beam of light. When scattered, it illuminates a room. When concentrated, it becomes a laser capable of cutting through steel. Your mind works the same way. Scattered attention creates awareness. Focused attention creates transformation. But deep focus requires commitment. It requires you to break the habit of jumping from one thing to the next. It requires you to resist the urge to check, to scroll, to escape. It requires you to stay. At first, staying feels difficult. Your mind will fight back because it has been conditioned to chase stimulation. It will search for reasons to abandon the task in front of you. It will remind you of every down. Your thoughts deepen. Your awareness sharpens. Your internal noise fades, and a state of flow begins to emerge. A state where time stretches, creativity expands, and your potential becomes accessible. This state cannot be reached by accident. It is earned. It is trained. It is built in moments of deliberate focus repeated over time. And this is why 1 hour a day matters so much. 1 hour of deep, uninterrupted focus becomes the training ground for your mind. It is where you learn to hold attention, to resist distraction, to choose mastery. It is where your mental muscles are strengthened in ways you cannot yet see but will later feel in everything you do. Deep focus requires environment. Your space must reflect your intention. A cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind. A chaotic desk leads to chaotic thoughts. When you simplify your surroundings, your mind follows. But environment alone is not enough. Your internal environment must be trained as well. You must teach your mind that focus is safe. You must teach it that stillness is not danger. You must teach it that intensity can be held, not avoided. The world praises multitasking, but mastery comes from the opposite. Mastery comes from immersion. Mastery comes from depth. Mastery comes from the courage to put everything you have into one thing at a time. Your old self wants to scatter. Your new self wants to concentrate. Deep focus is the bridge between the two. When you practice deep focus, you build trust with yourself. You prove that you can stay with something even when it's challenging. You prove that you can resist the pull of instant gratification. You prove that your mind belongs to you, not to your impulses. And trust is the foundation of confidence. Confidence does not come from hype. It comes from evidence. It comes from witnessing yourself show up with discipline again and again. It comes from staying with the work long enough to see your strength grow. There is a moment during deep focus when you realize something profound. Your mind is not broken, it is simply untrained. And like any muscle, it strengthens with resistance. The discomfort you feel when focusing is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of growth. It is your old patterns cracking. It is your attention being reclaimed. It is your identity being rebuilt. Deep focus is where the world quiets down and your potential comes forward. It is where your inner power wakes up. It is where you stop living in fragments and begin living with full presence. This hour becomes the anchor of your day. The moment where you stop scattering and start building. The moment where your thoughts align and your direction becomes undeniable. The moment where you rise above the noise and reconnect with the deepest parts of yourself. A focused mind can create. A focused mind can heal. A focused mind can transform. A focused mind can change an entire life. And that is why deep focus matters. It is not just a skill, it is a path. A path that leads you out of confusion and into clarity, out of chaos and into purpose, out of your old self and into the person you are meant to become. Your mind becomes strong when your attention becomes intentional. And every day you return to this hour, you sharpen the blade of your focus a little more. Stay with what matters. Stay with what builds you. Stay long enough for your mind to rise. Deep focus is not the destination. It is the doorway. Walk through it, and you will discover a version of yourself you've never met. A stronger, clearer, more powerful you. Chapter 5. Break the old mental patterns. There is a version of you that has been running your life for years. A version built from old fears, old beliefs, old reactions, and old wounds. A version shaped by moments you barely remember but still carry every day. And until you break those old patterns, you will continue living inside the limits they created. Your old mental patterns are not just thoughts. They are the invisible architecture of your identity. They tell you what is safe, what is possible, what is familiar. And they will pull you back the moment you try to rise. To elevate yourself, you must understand something essential. Your mind will always try to protect you, even if it means holding you back. It will cling to what it knows, even when what it knows is hurting you. It will choose comfort over growth, familiarity over evolution, repetition over transformation. This is why change feels difficult. You are not fighting your life. You are fighting your wiring. You are fighting the echoes of who you used to be. Your old patterns were built for survival, but survival is not the same as expansion. You are done surviving. You are here to grow. Breaking these patterns begins with awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to see. You cannot rise above thoughts you still believe are truth. You cannot evolve when your mind keeps replaying the same loops. Most people are not trapped by life. They are trapped by unconscious repetition. They wake up with the same doubts. They make the same excuses. They follow the same emotional pathways, and they call it personality when it's really just habit. But once you see the pattern, it loses its power. Once you recognize the thought, you can refuse its influence. Once you catch the old story, you can rewrite the ending. Awareness is liberation. It creates distance between who you were and who you are becoming. It allows you to observe your mind instead of obey it. It gives you the power to choose again. Your old patterns will try to convince you they are unbreakable. They will tell you, This is just who you are. They will whisper, "You've always been this way." But that voice is not your future self. That voice is your past trying to survive. You are not meant to replay your past. You are meant to outgrow it. Breaking a mental pattern feels uncomfortable because it forces your mind to operate in ways it has never practiced. This discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something new is being built. It is the feeling of stepping beyond your old limitations. It is the resistance that precedes transformation. When you catch yourself falling into an old pattern, pause. Take a breath. Create space between thought and reaction. Space is where identity shifts. Space is where the old loses its grip. In that space, ask yourself a simple question. Who am I choosing to be right now? This question interrupts the flow of your old identity. It forces your mind to consider a new path. It reminds you that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who decides which thoughts become actions. Every time you choose differently, you weaken the old pattern. Every time you refuse an old story, you strengthen your new identity. Every time you step into intention instead of impulse, you rise a little higher. Patterns break when you behave like the person you want to become, not the person you have been. Your future self is built through repetition. Your old habits collapse when you stop feeding them. Your new self emerges when you give it evidence, day after day, that it is real. There is a moment in every transformation where the old identity begins to crumble. It feels like pressure. It feels like confusion. It feels like you are caught between two worlds, the person you were and the person you are becoming. This moment is not a setback. It is the threshold of growth. Do not run from that pressure. Walk through it. It is the doorway to a stronger mind. When you break an old pattern, you reclaim a part of yourself that was lost. You reclaim confidence. You reclaim courage. You reclaim power. And eventually, the you that felt small, stuck, or limited becomes someone you barely recognize. The purpose of breaking old patterns is not to erase your past. It is to free your future. It is to stop living on autopilot. It is to stop letting fear disguise itself as logic. It is to stop repeating a version of life that no longer fits who you are becoming. Your old thoughts are not you. Your old reactions are not you. Your old fears are not you. They are echoes. And echoes fade when you stop responding to them. You break patterns by choosing presence over panic, by choosing clarity over chaos, by choosing discipline over impulse, by choosing who you want to be instead of who you used to be. This is the hour where your past and future collide. This is the hour where your identity is rebuilt. This is the hour where your old self begins to lose its grip. And one day, you will look back and realize something powerful. You didn't just break your patterns. You broke the version of yourself that held you back. You broke the limits you once believed were fixed. You broke the identity that kept you small, and in its place, a new self emerged, clearer, stronger, unstoppable. This is how you rise. One new choice at a time. One shifted pattern at a time. One reclaimed hour at a time. Chapter 6. Discipline. When no one is watching. Discipline is not built in public. Discipline is built in the quiet places where no one claps, no one praises, and no one sees what you're doing. The world celebrates results, but results are simply the echo of the discipline practiced in private. People admire the achievements, but overlook the invisible work that made those achievements possible. They praise the final form, but ignore the lonely hours where the transformation actually happened. Your power is not defined by what you do when others are watching. Your power is defined by what you do when no one will ever know. There is a version of you that shows up when people expect something from you. The version that performs. The version that is responsible. The version that stays on track because external pressure keeps you aligned. But the version that matters most is the one who shows up with no audience, no approval, and no reward. That version is the real you. That version is the foundation of your future. When no one is watching, all the masks drop. There is no performance, no expectation, no validation. Just you, your choices, your habits, your character. And that is where discipline is born. Most people fail, not because they lack ambition, but because they cannot rely on themselves when conditions are silent. They depend on accountability from others instead of cultivating accountability within themselves. They need someone to check on them, push them, monitor them, remind them. But external accountability is fragile. Internal accountability is unbreakable. You rise when you honor the commitments no one knows about. You rise when you keep promises that only you can see. You rise when you do the work even though no one will congratulate you for it. Private discipline creates public confidence, and confidence is built in solitude long before it is displayed in the world. There is a quiet strength in choosing the harder path when the easier one is available. A strength in deciding to show up even when there's no consequence if you don't. A strength in refusing to negotiate with excuses even when no one will call you out for them. This strength becomes your edge. Not loud, but undeniable. Not boastful, but unshakable. Private discipline is the difference between hoping for a better life and building one. It is the difference between wanting to change and actually changing. It is the difference between a temporary burst of motivation and a permanent shift in identity. Motivation is cheap. Discipline is priceless. Motivation pushes you when conditions are convenient. Discipline pulls you through when conditions are not. Motivation fades under pressure. Discipline strengthens because of pressure. And every day you return to your hour, even in silence, even in discomfort, you are proving something essential to yourself. You're proving that you are someone you can rely on. Self-respect grows when you keep promises to yourself. Self-worth grows when you follow through without needing applause. Self-trust grows when your actions align with your intentions. And these qualities, once developed, reshape your entire identity. Silent work becomes your advantage because silence eliminates ego. It eliminates comparison. It eliminates pressure to impress. It leaves only the work, pure, honest, unfiltered. In that silence, you learn what you're capable of. You learn how strong you can be. You learn that you do not need permission, validation, or recognition to become who you want to be. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in your life will happen alone, not on stages, not in front of others, but in small, consistent moments where you choose discipline over comfort. Every time you show up in private, you strengthen the identity of someone who finishes what they start. Every time you ignore excuses, you weaken the version of you that once controlled your decisions. Every time you do the hard thing quietly, you build a life that will eventually speak loudly. Discipline in private becomes confidence in public. Confidence in public becomes momentum in life, and momentum becomes transformation. But it begins with one moment, one choice, 1 hour, done consistently without anyone watching. Your old self wants approval. Your new self wants growth. Your old self wants the easy path. Your new self wants the right path. Your old self wants shortcuts. Your new self wants mastery. Every time you choose the new path, you rise a little higher. The beauty of private discipline is that you never need to announce it. Your results will speak for you. Your energy will shift. Your character will deepen. Your competence will expand. Your reputation will grow in ways words could never replicate. You do not need people to know what you are doing. You need to know what you are doing, and you need to know that you're the kind of person who shows up regardless of who sees it. This hour you dedicate to yourself is not a small act. It is a contract between you and your future. A contract that says, I will rise, even in silence. Your life will not change because you want it to. It will change because you chose discipline when no one was watching. It will change because you built strength in the dark that will shine in the light. It will change because you stayed committed long after the emotion of motivation faded. Every private victory becomes a public transformation, not instantly, but inevitably. Discipline is not loud. Discipline is steady. Discipline is patient. Discipline is loyal. Discipline is who you become when you stop seeking permission and start seeking mastery. Chapter 7. Small Actions, Massive Transformation. Transformation does not happen through dramatic moments. It happens through quiet repetitions that no one notices at first, including you. Most people chase big changes. They want breakthroughs, drastic shifts, and instant results. They want life to transform overnight. But overnight transformation is a myth. Real transformation is built on the back of small, consistent actions practiced with intention. Your life is not shaped by what you do occasionally. Your life is shaped by what you repeat until repetition becomes identity. One small action done with clarity is more powerful than a grand plan with no follow-through. One small step done consistently can outrun a giant leap fueled only by motivation. Small actions compound. Small actions accumulate. Small actions build a foundation so strong that your entire life eventually rises on top of it. This is the principle most people ignore. Massive transformation is nothing more than the result of tiny commitments kept over time. But small actions feel insignificant. And because they feel insignificant, most people abandon them too soon. They expect immediate progress. They expect visible results. They expect rewards on day one. And when they don't see change quickly, they assume nothing is happening. But something is always happening. Growth is invisible at first. Strength is invisible at first. Identity is invisible at first. Every small action is a seed. And seeds grow underground long before they break the surface. Transformation begins in places no one sees. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, a seed is planted. Every time you show up for your hour, a seed is planted. Every time you repeat the behavior of your future self, a seed is planted. And eventually, those seeds turn into roots. Roots strong enough to hold the weight of the future you are building. Roots deep enough to sustain the changes you once believed were impossible. Small actions become massive transformation because they become who you are. You cannot rise above your old self in one dramatic moment. You rise through small behaviors repeated so consistently they become a new identity. You rise through the daily effort no one applauds. You rise through the small choices that slowly, quietly reshape your internal world. At first, small actions feel too easy. They don't demand much. They don't feel heroic. They don't feel life-changing. But they are powerful precisely because they are easy. Because you can do them every day. Because they ask for consistency, not perfection. Because they allow you to build momentum instead of relying on motivation. Momentum is the secret. Once you have momentum, everything becomes easier. Every choice becomes clearer. Every challenge becomes manageable. Every habit becomes lighter to carry. Momentum is built through repetition, not intensity. It is better to take a small step every day than a huge step once in a while. It is better to build a long chain of consistent days than to burn bright for a moment and disappear. It is better to choose progress over performance. Small actions are sustainable. Small actions are repeatable. Small actions build trust with yourself because they do not require you to be perfect, only present. And trust is the foundation of transformation. When you trust yourself to show up, breakthrough becomes inevitable. When you trust yourself to follow through, fear loses its influence. When you trust yourself to stay consistent, your identity begins to shift into someone unstoppable. Small actions also bypass resistance. Your mind does not panic when something feels manageable. Your fear does not activate when the step is small. Your old self does not fight change when the action feels familiar enough to attempt. This is the brilliance of starting small. You slip past your old identity's defenses. You bypass the patterns that once held you back. You begin changing without triggering the psychological barriers that made change feel impossible. The reason small actions lead to massive transformation is that they make one feel safe. Over time, these actions stack. They accumulate into a new lifestyle. They merge into a new story you tell yourself about who you are, and the story you tell yourself determines the life you live. Your small actions whisper a message to your identity. I'm someone who follows through. I'm someone who grows. I'm someone who keeps going. I am someone who rises. These whispers become beliefs. Beliefs become behaviors. Behaviors become identity. Identity becomes destiny. This is how transformation happens. Not through grand gestures, but through repeated choices that align with your future self. And here's the truth you must remember. It is impossible to remain the same when you consistently act like someone different. Identity cannot resist evidence. Your old self cannot survive proof that you are becoming someone new. This is why 1 hour a day is enough. It allows you to act as your future self every single day. It gives you the repetition necessary to rewrite your patterns. It provides the frequency needed to change your internal story. You do not need to overhaul your entire life. You only need to honor the small actions that move you forward. You only need to keep showing up with intention. You only need to keep giving your hour a chance to transform you. At first, the changes feel subtle. You wake with a little more clarity. You feel a little more grounded. You act with a little more confidence. You move with a little more purpose. Then one day, something shifts. You look back and realize how far you've come. You see the difference in your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, your choices. You notice that the person you used to be doesn't feel familiar anymore. Massive transformation finally becomes visible, not because of a single big moment, but because of countless small moments that you chose to honor. You rose, not suddenly, not dramatically, but consistently. Chapter 8. Rise above your old self.
The voices that speaks the truth. Live from the heart of the conversation.
I think there's nothing that has strained our nerves like this concept of unity.
The politicians who are pushing out this narrative, they are not tribalistic, but they are making you tribalistic.
Nigerians have expressed outrage over the certificate forgery by Nigeria's Minister of Science and Technology.
Same-sex marriage, Church of Nigeria rejects election of new Archbishop of Canterbury.
That the people that are killed in the Boko Haram or terrorism across this country are only Christians. That is unfair.
We are complaining. Election will come. We will still collect 1,000 naira and still put for the same people.
Gas was to be sold by Dangote at 800 naira. It's all these gas dealers that block it. Match your actions or match what you are saying with reality.
Stay with us. More coming up on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
If news is your quest, or gist your request, well, somewhere over your rainbows.
Over your rainbow
is the sunny side.
They better know it.
With Joyce.
We'll be right back.
Let me tell you the real thing to brag about. Brag about how authentic you are. Brag about your confidence and your vibe. Brag about your style, your energy. And yes, brag about how amazing you smell. Because there is one fragrance that gives you all of that in one bottle. Wazobia perfume.
Oh yes, Wazobia perfume. The same perfume everybody's talking about. See, once you step in with Wazobia perfume, you don't need to talk too much. The fragrance does the talking for you. Be authentic, be confident, be classy. Treat yourself and your friends to Wazobia perfume today. Available as both perfume and body spray.
Get your Wazobia perfume today at any store near you or order online for carton purchases or to stock Wazobia perfume. Please call 0201-330-0047 or email contact@wazobiacosmetics.ng. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
It's the season for jollification, and we are kicking off with the Hares Insurance Excite Rewards. Get free fuel vouchers, airtime, electricity tokens, and cable TV subscriptions when you renew any insurance plan from Hares General Insurance. You also get rewarded when you buy any of the following insurance plans: the Flexi or Comprehensive Motor Insurance Plan, travel insurance or home protection plans. Rewards apply to policies with a minimum duration of 6 months. To claim your rewards, simply send an email to wecare@haresgeneralinsurance.com. Protect what you love this season and get rewarded with Hares Insurance Excite Rewards. Visit www.hairsinsurancegroup.com, that is HEIRS, or download the Simple Life mobile app or dial *1100# to get started. Courtesy Hares General Insurance. Terms and conditions apply.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
There comes a moment in every person's journey when the old self can no longer travel with them. A moment when the habits, beliefs, and stories that once felt familiar become too small for the life they're growing into. A moment when staying the same becomes more painful than changing. That moment is the beginning of rising. Your old self is not your enemy. It is simply the version of you that did the best it could with the awareness it had. But that version cannot carry you into your future. It was built for survival, not expansion. It was shaped by fear, not vision. To rise above your old self, you must be willing to let go of the identity that kept you comfortable. You must release the patterns that kept you predictable. You must outgrow the limits you once accepted as truth. There is a painful beauty in outgrowing your old life. You lose the familiarity you once clung to. You lose the excuses that once protected you. You lose the version of yourself that felt safe only because it was known. But what you gain is far greater than what you leave behind. You gain possibility, you gain clarity, you gain space to become the person you were always capable of being. Rising above your old self requires honesty. Honesty about what has been holding you back. Honesty about the habits you've outgrown. Honesty about the emotions you've been avoiding. Honesty about the beliefs that were never really yours. Most people want a new life, but they want to keep their old identity. They want transformation without surrender. They want progress without discomfort. They want growth without letting go. But you cannot rise while holding on to what keeps you grounded. You cannot become someone new while clinging to who you used to be. You cannot evolve if you only practice the behaviors of the past. Your old self will not disappear quietly. It will cling. It will negotiate. It will whisper reasons to stay the same. It will remind you of fears you've already outgrown. It will disguise comfort as wisdom. But comfort is the cage, and rising requires walking out of it. When you decide to rise, you begin to make choices that align with your future self, not your former one. You speak differently, you move differently, you think differently, you treat yourself differently, you expect more from yourself than you ever have before. And those choices send a message to your identity. A message that says, I'm no longer who I used to be.
Welcome to the home of conversations.
Federal government secures release of 100 kidnapped school children.
The swift and the explicit precision these people use is so surprising. Sheriff, have you seen that Nigeria government have heads in
Why are we having coup in all the whole African countries?
Every hour, every story, every angle. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Here are some of the headlines we're tracking at this time on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Buluwatife Jegede. Nigerians usher in 2026 with prayers and hope nationwide. Tinubu pledges sustained reforms and economic improvement in the new year. Atiku calls 2025 Nigeria's most punishing year under Tinubu. Confusion trails implementation of Nigeria's new tax laws as government offers clarification. Labour demand urgent wage review amid rising cost of living. And gunmen attack burn down police station in Ondo's community. At least 7 killed in New Year attack on Plateau community. And NNPC posts over 500 billion naira profit for November. Dozens feared dead after fire at Swiss Ski Resort Bar. And Anthony Joshua discharged from hospital after fatal road accident. Conclusively, in sports, Chelsea sack head coach Enzo Maresca. That's all for the news. I am Buluwatife. Jegede, call us if you have any news tip for us. 014657175. The Sunny Side with Joyce continues.
This is Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Rising above your old self is not a single act. It is a daily practice. It happens in the silence of early mornings, in the discipline of showing up, in the courage to face discomfort, in the willingness to choose long-term growth over short-term relief. Your old self is built from repetition.